Hello, hello, hello. It is Friday, January the 16th, and it is almost 10 below freezing here in the New York City area. How is it where you are? Because, last night was walking in Manhattan, and my fingertips were about to fall off. So I was on a phone call. I said, I got to get off this phone call. I'm about to turn into an icicle. So here we are. We are in the dead of winter, but we've got 61 days until spring has sprung. So we really have 2 more months, and there's a lot that can happen, a lot will that happen in this 2 months. So, put the seatbelt on. A lot's going on. What an amazing day yesterday. Connection with people. I met up with Tay, who had helped me with letting go, and we just had the most wonderful conversation. And then I met up with my friend Kate and my colleague Kate, who's just incredible. And we had an incredible kind of catch up / working lunch. Really exciting development with her because we are looking at doing a LinkedIn centric show. So kind of a talk show, but it's basically going to be an entertaining repartee between her and me and some guests, but talking about things in a fun, lighthearted way, and targeting it at LinkedIn. Although I think we'll probably multicast it across different platforms, but super excited for that. She's a force of nature and funny, and we just both enjoy each other's irreverent humor. And so we're going to try and bring that to a bigger audience. That should be very exciting. That's my little pre-announcement ahead of another big announcement about the Building Business Relationship Show. And I'm getting pretty close to being able to announce what we're going to do with that. And it will be advancing to the next stage of the show in leading up to a formal launch, as I keep talking about in all these episodes. If you're watching over there, I keep saying, we're launching in 2026. And part of that was buying myself time to decide how we're going to launch, what we're going to launch as, and whether we'd even keep the show format the same. So anyway, it's exciting times for sure. All right, what's going on? Today is an exciting Friday because I am all dressed up, suited up, and ready to go to the studio in Times Square, where I'll be hosting a 2-hour recording session with some clients and talking about their business and their passion. They're in the storytelling business. And I think I'm prepared. They are preparing intensively, and I've seen their notes, and I kind of had to read them and then step away from them and stay centered in my job as the shepherd of the conversation, not the creator of it, just the shepherd. If I'm a good shepherd, then they'll go where they want to go. I lead to some degree, but I'm also in league with them. We need each other's cooperation, and that's one of the great things about this gig. But here's the cool thing. Working with people who are squarely in the crafting your story business. That's what they do. They help people craft, curate, craft, in some senses, harvest their own personal story. It could be a business story. It could be a personal, the person's journey through their career, their life. There are various reasons why people want to do this. One would be that you give this gift to a family member, maybe someone who's older, and you want to really pull out of them their backstory. When we have a grandparent, we know our grandparent from a certain age, but we don't always hear the stories. We don't always hear what their lives were like when they were children and how they saw the world then. And, you'll hear snippets, but it's a different thing to pull it out of someone and record that and get that documented. So that's what they do. It's really cool. And it's just got me thinking about story even more, intentionally. Now, when I got up this morning, I've got another couple hours before we get started. And so I intentionally have not listened to any news, no podcasts. I've had coffee, a little bit of oatmeal. I'm dressed. Always a good thing. But I'm not putting my putting noise in my ear. And actually, what's interesting is that as I really think about it, if I'm listening to news, what am I listening to? I'm listening to a bunch of stories. That's why it's so hard to connect with yourself when you're listening to the news, because your brain is being focused on these stories that they're telling you, and you can't not be kind of drawn into it. We're engineered to be drawn to it. So it's been really cool. None of that, no input from there. And so I've been talking to my wife a little bit, but mostly I've been internally just sort of asking myself what story I want to write today. And I love that prompt. I've always loved it, but today it's especially powerful because when I point my brain at what is the story I want to be able to tell, it leads me to a lot of insights. And now I have some additional questions and sort of some ideas about how I can show up and be the storytelling partner that they need me to be in the studio on camera. There's 2 of them and 1 of me. And it's a great reminder to not just get silent, not just get quiet, tune out certain things and make room, but also to prompt ourselves in the right way. What are the questions that get our minds pointed in the right direction so we are in the space, in the storytelling space, in the story-seeking space, the curiosity space, and a place of intense presence that allows us to really show up to whatever it is, to a one-on-one coffee date, to a business meeting, to your doctor's office. Think about the transformational conversations that you can have in any one of those moments. If you're present with your doctor and you know the right question to ask because you're really centered, you get a better answer. You only have a few minutes with them usually. So it plays out in every area of our lives. We live and breathe. And what came up for me this morning is that stories are the air we breathe. And so we forget that we're in a big story and that everything is driven by story. So you kind of don't pay attention that it's all everything's story driven. So we're talking about mindset. Well, mindset's about stories that you tell yourself largely. So I'm really excited to go explore this topic in more depth and see what comes up for me, and also be a good servant to these people and get them some storytelling on video that's going to be helpful for their business and really for them to help a lot of other people. So that's where I'm at. Feeling pretty good this Friday. Pretty tired, but in a good way, in the best possible way. I hope you are too. It's going to be a lot of work this weekend as well. But it's from a place of joy, inspiration, hope, and big dreams. And so that's what I've got going on. So I hope you have a great weekend, whatever that means for you. And thanks as always for listening. Be good to yourself and others. We will check back with you again on Monday. In the meantime, thanks for listening again, and bye-bye for now.